Good morning. You listen to FortDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Jeff Meadows, the president of sales for Mohawk's residential business. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Kemp. How about yourself?
I'm good. We were together last week down in Austin, Texas, at your Smartstrand Rhinory event, and I want to catch up on that in just a minute. But we haven't done an interview since your Edge meeting in December. Why don't you catch us up on how business is doing?
Well, we had a really good market season. I would tell you that we had a great attendance for our shows in January, February, and early March. We had good orders. The business has obviously softened a little bit. Most people would tell you, now you're coming off of, a record year in 2021 and another strong year in 2022 during the same time frame. So when you look at it, even though it's softened up, the level of business maybe outside a builder is still fairly strong based on historical basis. Now, it's a little bit softer than it was the last couple of years.
Well, I concur. And I think the consensus I'm getting is that the pure residential replacement business is probably off 10% versus the first quarter of last year.
That feels about right.
Well, we were together, as I mentioned, and you brought in 20 of some of you, probably your best and loyalist customers. It was great to be with some of those guys. I mean, many of them doing over 100 million in sales, and we have multiple stores. It's good to have them there and interact. Some of them were flat, some of them were still up, so it's kind of a mixed bag, isn't it?
That's right.
So we were there because you're doing another Rhino event. I say another one because you've done this now. I think you've done two other ones before. I wanted to ask you the strategy behind it and a few of the details about it.
A couple things. First of all, you're right. You think about Smartstrand, I guess it's been about 15 years now where we were the first FCC fiber approved new fiber in over 50 years. Back in 2008, I think we launched it in 2005. In 2009, we launched our first Rhino challenge, which was Rico. And then we came back and we introduced Smartstrand Silk, which is the softest fiber on the planet, in 2012. Then we did another Max, the Max Rhino, in 2016. And of course, now this last week we launched it with the Rhinory with Blake. We think about Smartstrand over the years. Those promotions with the Rhinos have probably been the biggest bang for our buck. And we've done other things. We've had the Puppy Bowl Challenge. We've done the Tough Mudders, but the Rhino seems to resonate. We just so happened to find the place, as you saw last week, where you have Blake, the Rhino, and it's also on a winery. So we know that Smartstrand is the easiest carpet to clean, and so we thought both of those going together would be a good promotion. We had, like you said, 20 large customers down there. I think it's just a way to kind of reemphasize the Smartstrand fiber and all the positives, whether it's the durability, the cleanability. We have our all pet warranty, which is basically no exclusions. Any pet, any stain, if you can't get it out, we replace your carpet. So that's really just wanted to have a reminder of what Smartstrand is and still is.
I got to admit, on one side you could say, been there, done that. But on the other side, why you do it again, I mean, it's for obvious reasons, because the consumer, 80% plus have pets, and they really want, to hit home about, will this carpet still look great after my pet's been having accidents on it? And what a better example is to have a zoo animal, a large 4,000-pound animal live on this flooring for a little while, and it comes clean, right?
Yeah, what was amazing, we have cameras there and videos that the Rhinos laid on it, and then when they get up, they clean it, and you can see that, and you can go to rhinocarpet.com, both a consumer and our customers, to see some of that. But it was funny, you had a chance to see it. Cage, you had the carpet on one side, and Blake immediately walks out like on cue and just lays down on the carpet. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's another testament of coziness for the animal wants to sit on the carpet side. Right.
For sure.
You made us the opening statement at this thing about this whole demix to the group. Tell us what you're talking about there, because I agree with you.
What's happened, over the last, 5, 6, 7 years, there's been a lot more polyester sold in the market. And we sell a lot of polyester as well. But one of the things that happens when you sell polyester, you're selling it at a lower price. It's a lower retail price. So that, if our dealer's making 40-50% on carpet, obviously if you're selling a $19.99 or polyester retail carpet when you were selling a $26 or $27 Smartstrand or nylon carpet, it takes money out of people's pocket. And the consumer doesn't really know what to pay. As you know, in many cases, you talk to a lot of people. And one of the things that, so demix is not really good for open line retailers because it takes money out of their pocket. But the one thing that I always remind our customers, and you hit it, Kemp, some of those dealers that you saw last week were all over 100 million. And one of the reasons why they're such big Smartstrand supporters, but it's the most profitable carpet product in their store. And that rings, a lot for that group. And the reason it does is that there's multiple mills, 10 or 12 that sell polyester, including import people. You've got at least 5-6 people that sell nylon. So if you're buying polyester for 20 cents an ounce and the guy across the street's buying it for 20 cents an ounce, he just happens to be buying it from a different manufacturer, and the guy down the road's buying it for 20 cents an ounce and it happens to be from a third manufacturer, it's not necessarily what you can buy something for, it's what you can sell something for. So we look at it and we say the reason Smartstrand is the most profitable fiber for a dealer is there's only one mill that carries it. So between us and the dealer, we can control the distribution, right? So that they can make more money on that fiber, whether it's a group of products or whatever. And so that's why, you see those guys and ladies that you saw down there that are those large retailers. It's because of that, Kemp, is one of the reasons why they sell so much of it.
You're talking about gross margin dollars. And
that's right.
So I know one of the things you did that first day is you had some of the groups, since you had such a great group of supporters there, and you showed them some things that are on the horizon in the hard surface category. What can you tell us about that?
It's interesting in this market, and I think this has always been true, Kemp, is that, innovation normally wins out, right? I don't care who comes up with it, but if you come up with something that's unique and different, and it's something the marketplace may or may not even know that they need, but it fills a void, fixes some other problems. So we showed them some innovation in hard surface last week, and that we'll be bringing out later in the year, early next year. And I think they were very, very excited about it. These are products that, aren't in the market. And of course, even with Smartstrand, we innovated last year at the market. We brought out a Smartstrand nylon blend, which is the first one ever. The product is out in the market and it's doing very well. And I think we as a company, part of our DNA at Mohawk is how do you innovate in every product category? And we think we had some good ideas, and we shared it with the group last week, and we got really, really good feedback. So we're excited about the direction we're headed.
Okay. Let me just ask you, the rest of this year, what do you think is going to happen?
There's a lot of different views out there. I will say this. I think the builder business could have maybe on the start side, bottomed out here maybe at the end of this quarter, because you talk to a lot of them, they're pouring concrete again, and they really reduced that a lot the last 6 months with all the rate hikes and everything else. So if the builder business came back somewhat in the second half, I think that would be a positive for us. We already know the multifamily season, which kind of starts in May and goes through kind of August. We know that's going to be really, really strong this year if you talk to a lot of big multifamily dealers. Retail's probably the one that's a little bit more iffy, depending on, what happens, obviously, with inflation moving forward, what happens, the job market.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff, it's good to talk to you. Appreciate you spending time with our listeners. We've been talking to Jeff Meadows, the president of sales for Mohawk's residential business, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.